We're here with the 2021 crf110. We're going to change out the stock springs to the heavier BBR springs. So we'll get started right now. Tools that you will need is something split. You gotta get the little ring off the back spring. So I use these, works great. And then I use either one of these to compress the old spring to get it off. Then you need a ratchet. You need a 17 socket or a wrench, either one. A 10 millimeter wrench or a socket, either one. A 14 millimeter socket or a wrench, whatever you want to use. You need a long pair of needle nose with a strong magnet, real strong magnet that's skinny, and a breaker bar. With all that, you'll handle it. Alright, so you're gonna have to take the seat off and the side plates halfway off. You don't have to take those little clips out in order to get to the shock. So once you get the shock out, just know when you try to take these bolts out, they are super hard, okay? If you have an impact, it don't work. You gotta break them loose and then use your impact. But it works, you know, whatever. So anyway, you get it out. So you take these, or these, whatever your profession or what you want to use is. So you're gonna squeeze your shock. Maybe not. See, I didn't use these. I used these ones yesterday on the other pit bike. So you squeeze it down, okay? You got this little ring right here around the edge. Okay, and this is where I use these. So, get it underneath there. And then make sure yourself has a flat head. But you want to get it in there. And you want to pry it. If you got another way to do this, go ahead. But this is how I found it yesterday to work. You got to get it pried out. Of course, these things suck. Oops. So there, it's up. Pry it up. Take it around all the way up. So then you got that done, loose, off of the little ring. Take your things off. So now your shock's free. But it's not gonna go down this way. So you have to take the back part of it off. So you have to pull this down. And then, if you have a wrench that fits this, cool. Remember the threads there, you're gonna put it back to those same threads. Other videos will show you the same thing. So what I do is just take this, hold it, take a screwdriver inside. Damn, I need a bigger screwdriver. There it is. Have a bigger screwdriver, okay? It's editing here. So, what the fuck out of there? Break it free. And just know this came out because the screwdriver was too big. Yesterday we had one and it fell out when we took it off the bike. So unscrew this. It's supposed to unscrew. So this one was a little bound up for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they cross-threaded it or something. It doesn't look like it when they built it. So anyway, you take these both off, okay? Once you take these off, that's gonna come off, your shock's gonna come off. Take this inner ring out of it. You're good. Just remember the bottom tapers down, so just know that. So what you do, you come over here, you grab your BBR, heavier spring. Putting this on will save you, I don't know how much the machines are, they're probably not cheap. The way I do it, it will cost you about a $2 nipple. So anyway, those back on. Actually, that back on, sorry. Back stepping. Shove your shock, whatever it's called, through there. So then now you're there. That back on, this back on. Remember when you do this to leave, it's about 2 threads or so. I think it adjusts your height if you don't. And then snug this back up. This one's weird. It like binds up right there. But channel locks, good old channel locks. And a big flathead. Right back down. Tighten against this. Didn't score it up too bad. Give that a snug. All right, so now's the real part, okay?
The tricky part.
So, what you do is you get yourself an 1.25" galvanized nipple. It's 1.25" by 6 nipple, okay? And what it does is it slides right over this, and it pushes right against that ring. Real easy, because you can't compress this. It's way too hard. So you do that, okay? Get yourself your jack, a decent sized jack. And then take it out to something sturdy that isn't going to move when you compress it. Me, I use my truck. And I'm gonna put it up underneath the leaf spring. Make sure your jack's down. Be careful doing it because it does make a lot of pressure. So I shove that there. Shove it up underneath the leaf spring. Right there. And just basically start jacking it up. You're going to want to hold your foot underneath the jack in the back. Because if it does come loose, it could hurt you. You go up so far till you hear it click. Back down. Voila. The shock is back on. The clip ring is back in session, in place. Sturdy, stiff, ain't going nowhere. Now go stick it back on the bike. You'll be stiff as ever. Got the back done. Everything's back on. Stiff as a board from the BBR. Great. Now we're gonna do the fronts. All you need for the front is a 10, a 17, the needle nose, and the magnet. That is it. So what you have to do first is take the bars off. It'll make it simple and easy so you don't have to take the forks all the way off. So first thing, take your bars off. All right, so you got your bars off. 17. Sometimes these are real hard to do. Sometimes you need a breaker bar or something to put on there. Me, I just use my hand. So what you're gonna do is you take it off. Okay, you unscrew it. A lot of people will show you, oh, take all these off, take your front tire off. You don't need to do all that. It's a waste of time. Take your bars off is all you need to do. Unscrew this. It's a real simple, easy process. From front to rear, take you 45 minutes if you have all the right stuff and it all comes apart easy. So that comes off, okay? You got your thing here, whatever it is, top, whatever. I put all my parts a little on the side. So now inside you have a tube. You can put your finger in there and pull it out, it's fine. Discard this. You're not gonna use this with your new BBR springs. Keep that for your old stuff. So now, you take your strong magnet and your long needle nose. If you have a nice grip, this magnet's really strong. So you go down inside there. It's gonna snatch up the magnet. It's gonna magnetize the little ring. And there is a smooth side and a hard side. You want the hard side down. Let us stick that down. You put your magnet back in there. And it's gonna snatch up the spring. Pull your spring up. Pull your spring out. Oh, a little bit of oil, careful. Pull it out too fast, you can get too much oil out. So put that aside. Open your BBR. new stiffer springs. They come with these little guys right here. One is for each side, each shock, each spring. Basically, they're this tube, but it's small, so you can get it going again. Because these shocks are way bigger. Keep them stickers for the side, you know, for later. So look at the difference there. Huge difference. And trust me, it makes a huge difference. So it doesn't matter which way it goes in. So you take it, slide it back in. It ain't gonna go very far. It stops right there. Get your spring in. Now take this ring. Remember, the rough side goes down. She ain't got no dog hair or nothing on it, dirt. Stick it in right there. So it's there, right on top of that. Then your little spacer goes right on top of that. Now this is the critical part right here, is when you put this back on. You want your 17mm socket. And if you don't be careful, you could cross thread it, so you want to be careful. Don't use an impact on this. So basically you're gonna put that back on. That's your next piece right there, your last piece. So you stick that on there, you try to have this thing centered as best possible. And it takes a little bit of force to push this down. Get down in there. Once you get in there, you feel it. You can feel it bite the thread. Once you're caught, it's caught. Tighten it up. Snug it up. Torque it if you want. I just put a wrench on it. Maybe put a sledgehammer on it just to give it a little extra. You're done. Do the other side. Put your bars back on. You got a real stiff suspension and it makes wheelies like crazy. Shaka. Crispy Pitbikes coming at you with the stiffer suspension.